What is up, everybody? You are watching or listening to Energy Shift. I am Erin, and I am here for your weekly wellness check-in. If you watched the beginning of our last stream, we apologize. We had some technical difficulties, but we are back, and we're just going to start over, so you can skip the beginning of that one and just focus on this one. I am here with the amazing, I'm going to do this again, the amazing, beautiful, wonderful Miranda Rae is joining me.
Hi, we're back.
Hi. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm glad that we're figuring this out.
Yes, we got it figured out. Sometimes technology is not our friend, but here we are. We switched to computers and we're good to go. But we are chatting today about our upcoming event. It's called Unstuck, and it is Miranda's brainchild, and she was nice enough to invite me to join in and help you all out. It's free. Miranda, why don't you explain what Unstuck is? We're trying to gain some hype here, and it's going to be happening next Thursday, the 23rd.
Yeah. I'm excited for this because Unstuck, a lot of us just feel stuck in life. Most of the time, sometimes it's multiple places, but for women who are always giving, always working, always helping for other people, especially the moms, especially the caretakers, we're always about other people. And so sometimes we don't have enough time to fill our own cup. And then when we look in the mirror, we don't always love what we see. We're not always thrilled with the way we look. We're not always thrilled with the way our clothes fit. And so we can spend energy and time changing that, and we should. That's part of it. But if we're just focused on, I have to look better, I have to lose weight, I have to, feel better about myself, and we're not doing the underlying work that not only creates that imbalance in the first place, but that supports that journey, that physical journey, we're really working against ourselves. So I just had this idea in life that, like, maybe this is not your story or your story, but for me, I've felt that challenge everywhere. It shows up in my life. I'm not a person that can compartmentalize and pretend I'm okay here. And it shows up in everything that I do. So really, I've been working on getting to the core of, like, me, loving me, accepting me, understanding me, not putting everything and everyone else on the back burner, but understanding that I'm better for all of these people and all of these things when I'm a better me, physically, mentally, emotionally. So I think I've spent a lot of time, like, trying to do the challenges, trying to do the diets, trying to do the food, and sometimes having results and sometimes not, but not really getting to the root cause of what's getting in the way of those things really clicking and working.
Yeah, I love that we're having this conversation because in my practice, I generally, like, my main role is helping people lose body fat, and in most cases, gain muscle, improve their health. But the sticking point for most of my clients that comes in is mindset related. We generally know how to eat. We generally know how to move. Yes, as a personal trainer and a nutritionist, I help optimize that, right? I help make sure we're moving in the right direction. But even with the directions that I put in place, it can sometimes feel impossible to hit all of those because there's something blocking our subconscious. We're leading ourselves into self-sabotage. And a lot of times that has to do with maybe some trying to rush the process, unrealistic expectations for the moment in time that you're in. And you're right, not navigating or not understanding what is mentally holding you back. You had mentioned, and we're going to, of course, dive into this in full detail when we do Unstuck. So please make sure if you're watching this and you want to register, you get a registration form from either one of us. It's free. But can you dive into, I liked how you explained it to me, because you had done 75 hard and your body didn't really respond. And recently you've gone into another attempt at manipulating your body composition, which we have no problem with. We want you to look good. We want you to feel good, but we have to match it to our energy, our mindset as well. Tell me a little bit about this, because I think a lot of women will resonate, because this is something that I hear often. Like, I did this, and 75 hard is pretty extreme, and I didn't lose any weight. Now, can we manipulate variables? Could I have maybe looked at your food and seen where you could change some things up? Sure. But there's probably something else that is in the back burner that also kept you from achieving what you wanted to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. There can be lots of factors. One is probably, your support system and who you're working with and what you're doing. Like, are you doing this for you? And you don't have to, but like, who am I doing this for really? What is this really about? Is this what do I really want? Do I really have a certain image that I want to look a certain way? And when I look a certain way, how am I going to feel? Because if that's a great goal, but if we can work on feeling the way we want to feel then it makes it easier to accept subconsciously, like that, prepare your body for for what you are doing. Another thing that I would say is acceptance. Acceptance of yourself before you start. Do I accept and love myself before I start? Before I'm so worried about where I want to feel and where I want to be, can I be okay now? Can I be at peace with where I'm at now? Can I understand? Maybe you've gained a little weight or maybe things have fallen off. Do I understand why that happened? Do I understand how that happened? Can I have grace for myself and realize I don't need to beat myself up or shame myself because I let myself go or because I was busy taking care of other people and I neglected myself? Like, let's get that mindset first before we dive into these things that we need to do to fix. And I think also for me, and this may be different for other people. It may be as simple as I just need a routine and a discipline structure. It might be. And I did need that. But I have a lot of complex trauma. I've been through a lot of things in my life. I have a lot of, I would say, the body keeps the score. We literally hold on to our emotions and our trauma in our body. It is stored, especially as a woman, in your high cortisol, in your gut, and in your thighs, in your hips is where we store a lot of trauma. So if we are not wanting, and if I'm speaking to you right now, if you're someone who has been through a lot and you feel very heavy emotionally sometimes, or you feel like there's a lot of pain stored inside of you that comes down to your core belief of maybe not believing that I can look that a different way, or that I deserve to look a certain way, or that I can be healthy. There's more programming back here that needs to be tapped into. So maybe stopping to think about it from that approach. And for me, that was helpful, instead of just like, I want to lose 10 pounds. I've wanted to lose 10 pounds for 10 years because I was never like really massively overweight, but I was always unhappy with that. I should be 10 or 15 pounds lighter. That was like kind of always that thing that I got to get off. I can't quite get to, and I don't know why. And I think that kind of goes down to like, oh, I really kind of just keep wanting to be happy, and I'm so close, but I'm not quite there, and I don't know why. And those all kind of go together and they equate. So maybe spending some, like, yeah, you got to get on a plan. You have to have, numbers. That's where someone like you is what I need more in my life. I need clarity. I need structures. I need black and white. I'm very gray. I'm very emotional. I know this about myself. So it's clarity, information over emotion for me works better. That's what I need to have a plan. But some people are very emotion heavy, and they're just about this, and they're just about the time, they're just about the eating, but they're not connecting to the emotional side, if that makes sense. So I think realizing where you're at, what have you not opened yourself up to thinking about before? What have you constantly done and it not worked? And realizing that was never because you screwed up or you weren't good enough. It's because you were missing a piece of the puzzle. So I kind of wanted to think about, like, what are all the pieces of the puzzle? And everybody's going to be different. But if you and I think are a great combination to provide all the different possible puzzle pieces, so you can kind of put together for yourself what you need to be more successful.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's absolutely so important to navigate both sides of it. And I think you're right. There's a lot of women who are self-sabotaging because they, somewhere in their subconscious, believe they don't actually deserve the health and the body composition that they want. And what I have noticed in my practice is that there's a lot of punishment mindset when it comes to body composition change. It goes from, like, let's say you overindulged over the weekend. A lot of us do that, right? Like, maybe you're on a health journey and you let things slide. Then on Monday, we double down with aggressive calorie counting, more workouts, not sleeping enough. And that is a negative cycle. So we're never going to come out of that negative cycle, especially if we're more emotionally driven, right? So like you as an emotional person, we have to play into that. We have to go like, one, why do you feel like you don't deserve to be 10 to 15 pounds lighter? Do you actually need to be 10 to 15 pounds lighter to be happy? Or do you need more muscle mass? Do you need more nourishment? Do you need more rest? Like we may want, a lot of people want to be leaner, and I am here for it. I don't shame anybody for wanting to change their body composition. I think that's great. But when we're not tying all of the pieces to the puzzle, that's where self-sabotage comes in, or restrictive behaviors, things that we can't stick to, like the diets that may have led you to 10 pounds down in the past. If I don't know, I'm just I don't know if this is specifically you, but this is a lot of women I see came from not liking yourself, punishment, negative coping mechanisms. And if everything surrounding the change you thought was going to make you happy is negative, of course you're not going to feel good about that, right?
Yeah, it's a great point. And also, if you live in extremes, so I lived in an emotionally abusive situation for a lot of years. And so like the regulation of that, your nervous system is up and down and up and down. So that's what's going on to your body. I do that, like exactly what you said. I buckled down and I did the 75 hard. And then on the other end, you indulge and you overindulge, and like trying to stay away from the 1 and 2 and the 9 and 10 and live in the 5, and just like, here's my neutral, here's my base, and I'm going to do this sometimes and that's okay, and I'm going to do that sometimes and that's okay, but this is where I live, as opposed to I live on one side or the other and I just dip into that middle range, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. And this is a majority of the work I do, is teaching women how to find that 5, because that's really where we need to live. Yes, sometimes we're going to push to 7, 8, 9, 10, and some days are going to be 3, 4, 5, on the lower end. That's life. But if we're living, that's essentially for the body, it's homeostasis, and that's where the body wants to live and where it thrives. Hormones thrive, metabolism thrives, mindset, all of these things. And most of us are pushing too far in the 1, 2s, and 3s, and then we want to shoot up to the 10s, and that's where we feel burnout. We're completely imbalanced. We have guilt from we don't have to eat 1,200 calories a day, only chicken and rice and veggies, work out 7 days a week. We need to we just need to have this foundation that includes mindset work. And I'll tell you an example for me. So I have really bad insomnia, and it's better, but it's something that I've been battling for a long time. And last night I slept great. 2 nights before I slept horribly. So yesterday I didn't feel good. I had planned to go to the gym like I normally do. And I had this realization. I did go to the gym. It was awful. I was emotional. I wanted to cry. I shouldn't have gone to the gym. I can go today. I feel better. But I realized that I'm too stuck in this productive mindset, whereas it wasn't productive for me to go to the gym yesterday. It just made my life harder, which made my mental health worse, because I was like, I don't feel good. I don't want to be here. My workout wasn't great. And if I would have just waited to today, I'm in a way better space. I got better sleep. So those are the things we do to ourselves. Instead of just giving myself some grace through that process, I pushed to a level which made things even worse for me mentally, and I'm lucky enough to have a solidified routine. So but a lot of women would feel that way and then go to I'm not going to the gym anymore. It made me feel like crap, or I'm so exhausted. I'm just going to go home and eat something that I shouldn't eat. Those are the shifts that we see in when your mindset is dragging and you are pushing yourself to an extreme level that you don't even really need to be in.
Well, and it's that do more is not always doing more. We could be causing damage, and knowing when you can be able to say, because some people are that extreme, work, no rest. And some people are like, oh, I just need to rest. And being able to be realistic about it is, I have to be productive and I have to rest. And who's talking right now? Who's needing this rest? Who's needing to be productive? What need am I fulfilling right now? Am I doing this because I'm trying to prove something to myself? Am I doing this because a lot of us are in survival mode? So I'm just like as a mom of 4 on my own, it's constantly go, 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 go. And so sitting in that sometimes of not doing anything, it can be the best thing for me, but it can also be laziness. And it can also be like, I'm just so hyped from everything I've been doing. I just want to do nothing. And that doing nothing means shutting down. It doesn't mean dealing with my emotions. It doesn't mean coming back to homeostasis. It just means I want to tune out. And so like I've had to get to know, like, is this productive rest, Miranda? Or is this like, I am so burnt out, I don't want to do or think about anything. And so getting to know those different versions of us and maybe asking ourselves, who's talking? You know, Erin, who's talking? Is this the little girl that feels like she needs to be productive, to be important, or that has to accomplish something, or that has to prove something? Or do you know what I mean? Like who's really running the show right now? And if we are not intentional about it, our stories and our subconscious will always take the lead. If we don't take a pause to like think, it's that whole reacting over responding. Am I just reacting out of habit, or am I thinking about this and responding of what would really be good for me right now? Well, I didn't sleep very well last night, so probably what would really be good is not push myself too hard today and do what I need to do. And then in the morning, I'll get up and I'll tackle it and I'll feel better.
Yeah. No, you're so right. And that's exactly what it is for me, is the over productivity, it does stem, from guilt from my younger days, my childhood, the grind mentality that we're all in. And I have noticed that there's two different kinds of people. There's people that lean more into freeze, and there's people that lean more into action, and both of them have negative consequences, right? Like I drive myself to burnout by not sleeping, overtraining, whereas somebody who's in freeze mode is like over resting, which they want to build muscle, they want to lose body fat, they want to have more energy. And there's like no side is better than the other. We have to, like, both of us, both parties have to move back to essentially that place of 5 or homeostasis, to like, you're right, I should have rested yesterday, that it would have done me like way more good. Whereas like, we're having a conversation about you, and if you are a freezer, maybe you have to fight out of that freeze to go to the gym. And I think that's really why we wanted to bring you guys unstuck, so you can start to determine which personality type you are, because all of us are different and there's no good or bad. We just have to determine. I think most women don't know this. They might like, I know you as an individual are by far not lazy, but your brain, if you miss the gym, might be like, oh, I'm lazy. And for me, same thing. I'm like, no, I don't need to go drive myself into the ground just to get another workout in that's going to be ill effective anyway. I need to rest more. And so I think those are the kinds of things that we want to help everyone determine for themselves, or start to think about, because you'll know that if you're somebody who goes more into freeze, you may need to push and get that workout in. If you're somebody that's driven more towards extreme action like myself, you're going to have to be like, no, your goal today is to just rest. And and both are conducive.
And let it be okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For sure.
And know that two things can be true. It is very true that I need more discipline and time management, not because I'm lazy, because I have so many things going on. I very easily get lost in exhaustion. I get distracted. I have ADHD brain too. So like, I know I need a schedule. I need something to stick to. I understand that. I also know that I have to have, for me, I call it discipline flexibility. I have to know, like, today I'm going to stretch. It might be 45 minutes of yoga. It might only be 15 minutes on the ground. But I have to do that today for my mental well-being. And I'm not going to beat myself up if I only hit the under. And I'm not going to like go like, oh, everything's great if I hit the over. It's just, these are facts. This is what I need to do to get done today. And then I do it, and then I move on. But when you look at everything as like this, everything's a hurdle. Everything is so heavy. For some of you, you don't get this, but for some of you, you might be like, oh, I got through that. Okay, now what? Oh, now I got to get through this. And you just carry that like perpetual heaviness with you, instead of just like, oh, I got to do this. Okay, I did it. And it really can be that simple. But it's just changing our mindset little by little. And let me tell you, as someone who has been probably for 5 years-ish on the strict journey, I'm struggling this week because of what I'm going through in my personal life. So like, it's not like oh, everything's better. It's like, oh, I'm going to slowly find things that I can integrate into my life that turn the dial one notch, and then one notch and one notch and one notch equals a different volume or level eventually. But I have to start somewhere, and I can't get overwhelmed with like, all of the things I want to change about myself. Just like, let's start somewhere and go from there.
Yeah, I think that's an important tip too, because we all want to do too much. And what we really need to focus on is the thing that makes us the most uncomfortable in most cases. Like, I know you have a good wellness routine. I have a good wellness routine, but there are things lacking from both of ours. And like, I know for me, and this is why I had that reflection last night after I got back to the gym, and I was like, you know how you're so tired, you just want to cry, but you don't know why you're so emotional. That's kind of where I was at. And like, this didn't help me at all. I needed to be uncomfortable and just kind of, like I work from home. So I could have sat in my bed or whatever on a chair on the couch and did a little bit of work, would have felt productive enough instead of going to the gym. But that would have made me uncomfortable because I planned to go to the gym that day. And that's what I need to lean into. And I think that's what we want to help you determine, like, what do you need to lean into that's making you feel uncomfortable? Maybe it's pushing yourself to go on a walk or do yoga or do stretching or get a workout in, as opposed to resting more. Or maybe it is you need to rest more. You need to take care of your nervous system like I do, and take care of your sleep. There's so many facets that apply. All of this is going to apply to the body composition change that you want to, because I know from my own personal experience, and now from coaching hundreds and hundreds of women, a super stressed body and mind is not going to lead to a positive body composition change. It's just not. Like, you may lose some weight, but it's going to be the weight that comes right back on.
Yeah,
it's not.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. You can do it, but the long-term change. And I think I thought of something as you were talking, and it's something that I've been working with my divorce clients and going through in my own life, is it's not always about what we need to do or change. It's about what we need to accept and what we need to sit with. And sometimes, not sometimes, all of the time, your body's giving you signals about what you need. And we might only recognize 2 or 3 signals. Maybe I just recognize I'm tired, I'm hungry. Like, we might recognize I'm sad. We might have these basic, but there's hundreds of signals that it can give you. And when you were the other day, when you wanted to cry, first of all, I'm the number one proponent of, if you need to cry, cry, because crying is how we got to express. We have to physically express. But I did a video about this the other day. Energetically expressing our emotions is acknowledging them, accepting with them, sitting with them. So it's what I've been practicing myself as I preach this to other people. Like in your instance, when you're sitting there, okay, self, I can feel that you want to cry. What's going on right now? What are you feeling? What are you checking into? And we don't normally do that. We try and ask our kids that often. What are you feeling? Tell me how you feel. But we don't do that with ourselves. So we might cry and feel better, and we should. We might cry and feel, oh, okay, I feel better now. But did we really process what it was that brought on the tears and made us cry? Or did we just pacify ourselves a little bit? So like that mindset shift is starting to think about, like, what is my body asking of me? And yes, sometimes it's rest and food, but also, like, what else is it trying to tell me? Am I sad? Am I angry about something? Am I grieving? Am I nervous? Am I excited? Like, I have a chart that I give people that has like so many lists of feelings, so you can get familiar with them and list and look at, like, what do I feel? And really, like, think of it as a little kid. Like, do you really know what you feel? So I think on Unstuck, I want to bring, like, yes, we want to change. Cool. But what do we need to deal with first and accept first, or be open to, as opposed to changing? Because maybe it's not, maybe it's just, maybe we're already ready, or maybe we already feel that way. We just need to accept it, acknowledge it, embrace it. So that's something I've been thinking about a lot.
Yeah, I love it. I think so the whole event will be 90 minutes long. We're going to dive into this conversation in full depth, and then ask everybody who participates to set their own goals and start to navigate their own emotions and their own sticking points. And it's going to be really cool. And we're hoping to kind of make this a regular thing, maybe monthly, and maybe even do a live event eventually. I have clients all over the country, so I know like it will be based in Arizona, but so hopefully you ladies want to join us. Miranda, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about to get the ladies excited for Unstuck next week? It's gonna be really awesome. Even if it's a small group, I'm excited.
Yeah. I would say, if I could say one thing, because I know I could speak forever, but like Unstuck is about here. Okay. It's about like not so much what's happening here and more what's happening in here. So get out of your head and get into something, whether that's a support group, whether that's, Unstuck, and or whether that's, your church or your service or whatever it is that you do. We spend so much time in here rethinking, replaying, the old story. And sometimes the only way to break that, if you don't have the tools and knowledge and willpower to do it on your own, because most people don't, you need to get out. So I don't mean physically, but I mean get out of your head. So open yourselves up to things like this, just to think differently, to hear something differently, and to not be like, oh, well, whatever, I give up on losing weight, or, maybe it's not about weight for you. Maybe it's just about feeling better in your own skin. Yeah. And you just want to think about things differently. So I would just say that, like, if you're even thinking about it or you're somewhat curious, then open yourself up to hearing and growing and learning.
Yeah, it will be transformative for everybody, including ourselves, as we navigate the process. I think we all need support, and we wanted to bring something live where we'll answer your questions. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk to you. We obviously offer this in paid coaching, but we wanted to have an outlet for anybody to kind of start this work for free. And that's what we're doing with Unstuck. And again, all you have to do is register and hang out with us on Zoom. And we're really going to start diving into emotional and physical wellness. And I'm glad you said it doesn't have to be about fat loss. It really doesn't. It can be about improving energy, improving anxiety, improving your relationship with yourself. It can be conducive. We are going to talk about health and body composition change, but whatever your goal is, I really think that everybody can find something to focus on, and we'll work through in the process that Miranda and I are cooking up. So yeah, that's all I've got.
Join us, invite your friends.
Yeah.
Find a buddy that's that you can speak to, that's on the same, wants to grow and bring them along.
Yes, please. Yeah. Reach out to either one of us. We will get you the registration link, and you can just DM us or comment on either one of our posts, and we'll make sure you get that over. It is the 23rd of October. So next Thursday at 6 p.m. Arizona time. So that's Pacific time right now. If for whatever reason you're not in the state of Arizona. So we hope you'll join us. Miranda, thank you so much for chatting today. It's always awesome. And we'll have Miranda back on Energy Shift again, because I think we always have a lot to talk about, and our work goes together really, really well. But join us on Unstuck next week, because it's going to be amazing.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Struggling to feel your best? When energy is low and nothing seems to work, it's time for a new approach. Here's someone who guides real people to real, lasting wellness. Meet Erin McDonald, certified master health coach, nutrition coach, and NASM personal trainer. Helping you create simple, lasting routines that support a healthier, more energized you. Feel better, move better, live better. Because health isn't just a goal, it's a lifestyle you deserve. Take the first step toward feeling your best. Your future self will thank you. Connect with Erin today.